Hello, namaskar, and a very good evening to all the viewers watching our session out there. This is Simran Singh, and you are watching this particular live telecast on eVidya channel number 6 to 12. Besides, we have so many different mediums through which you all can connect with us in this live interactive session of NCERT, and you can also participate in our live communications. So we have another medium, that is our YouTube channel, and it's NCERT official. So any queries, anything you would like to ask, any feedback you would like to share with us, then do mention your comments, your messages in the comment section of NCERT official. It's around 4 p.m. on your watch, and regularly from 4 till 5 p.m. we have our very special sessions for all our viewers. So once again, I would like to take the moment to welcome all of you in the third day of our online training sessions running on animation as a digital resource in the process of teaching and learning. So let me quickly take you across the areas that we have already discussed. So we started out our online training session on 26th of December 2022. So on the day one, we talked more about animation in teaching learning process, and associated with it was the policy perspective, the concept and the scope. So yesterday was the day 2 of our online training session, and we elaborated more on creating stop motion animation. And today our focus of discussion would revolve around creating comic strip using Pixton. And also let me inform you what are we going to have for the next 2 days as a content for our online training session. So tomorrow we'll be highlighting more on creating animation using Krita, and day after tomorrow, that is the final, or I should say the concluding day of our 5 days online training session that we started out on 26th of December. So we will be discussing more on creating animation using Vic Editor. Now animation along with education, I think it appears to be a very interesting and interactive combination for everyone. So let me also introduce you with our today's guest in the session. So here we have with us Ms. Pratima Singh ma'am. Namaskar ma'am, good evening.
Privileged to have this
Ma'am,
connect.
we are happy to have you with us in this conversation. Ma'am is serving as a head teacher at primary school Dhusa from Balrampur, Uttar Pradesh. So in this online session, if you have any of the queries, then here is the contact number. It is flashing on your screens. So feel free to give us a call at 8800-440-559, and a specific mail ID for our training sessions is right there again. It's training.helpdesk@ciet.nic.in. And towards the later segment of this session, we'll also take you across our website. But as of now, let's begin our conversation on creating comic strip using Pixton. So ma'am, here I would like to invite you to apprise our viewers more about today's focus of discussion. Yes, ma'am.
Thanks a lot, ma'am. Thanks a lot. The word that ma'am was using right now, education combined with animation, makes a perfect blend for teaching learning, both for us as teachers and for our students. It is an experience that we want. It is not something that we are forcing. So what we want to do is we want to use comic strips so that our students can learn. And for comic, it is very essential that the traditional method in ICT, we are using animation so that the traditional methods are not disturbing, not taxing our students, and they are very easy to. Can we move to the next slide?
Yes, ma'am, you may continue the conversation.
So, ma'am, the thing is that then.
Pratima ma'am, I assume that I am clearly audible to you.
Yes, ma'am, you are clearly audible to me.
Yes, you may continue.
So, what the benefit of using comic is that it is great representation of knowledge. It is easy to remember because science says that more than 90% of what we see and hear and more what we create after thinking and writing, we are able to retain. So we feel that comics are very good for the students and also involving. We as educators are also very much interested in the colors, but the traditional ways are.
Okay, so there might be a lag in our conversation. So, because we have instant time for our viewers, then we can take them right to our website so that we can apprise them more about our training sessions. So, let me also provide you all the important and interesting details that we are going to have in today's training session. All right. So, here more about our website. I would like to inform you that www.ciet.nic.in, that is our website. So, the moment you click over here, you will land on this home page of CIET website. Then there are a number of options that are available for you on this website, and you can see that right from the beginning we have the sixth option as events. So if you want to explore more about these training sessions, then just click on workshop and training. That is the third last option over here. So once we click on that and the page is being loaded, you will be directed to this particular page where we have three kinds of activities. Now there's a current activity, there is completed activity, and there is our upcoming activity as well. So under current activity, you can see that from 26th till 30th of December, we have our program titled as Animation as Digital Resource for Teaching and Learning. And here you will get all the information about these training sessions. So this is the detailed banner of the areas that we have discussed, and for the next 2 days also, what are we going to elaborate more on. Then the objective of our training session is to orient all the teachers, trainers, and to enhance the understanding of everyone on developing animations, their types, availability of the resources in order to enrich our classroom experiences. Then you all can participate in our live interactive sessions, whether it's the students, teacher educators, administrators, or general public. The program schedule and also how you can participate in our post session activity. I'll also provide you guidance regarding this towards a later segment of our session. I think we have Pratima ma'am once again in the conversation, so I'll request her to please continue with the discussion.
Thank you, ma'am. So as we were discussing, comic strips are very useful. What exactly a comic strip is? It is a sequence of images with small amount of text in each box. This text is normally inside a balloon or written as caption. We as learners have already come across comics, and it is our time to involve our students in comic making. Now, what NEP says that there should be use of comics not only for teaching one particular subject, but yes, it can emphasize a lot of learning and involve the students. So for comic making, what we need to do is to have a story. There are a number of steps involved in this comic making process, and first of all, after the steps that are there, earlier the comics used to be developed by hand, but now we are going to develop it with the help of some tools that is Pixton right now that we'll be using. So step one is to write the idea of your comic. As beginners, we should stick to 3 parts only. That is 3 frames we'll be selecting. One is for the beginning, middle one is for the thing that we want to convey, and the third one is for summing up. As learners, we'll be using some awesome punchline for the characters. Second is to draw the 3 frames in mind. We have to think what we want the comic to convey, exactly and precisely what content we want our students to reach. And third, we have the script writing. We have to be very dependent on the words that we are using, the learning outcome that we want to achieve. Then we have a story that we want to publish. Decide the format that we want to use is the 5th step, and then each panel is to be selected. After the panel is selected, we have to balance the text and the images so that the comic does not only have images, does not only have text, but the balance should be there. After all this is done, we have to move on to different tools. Now, why do we need exactly? Because we want to our students, 21st century demands that the students are creative. They are not the older students that were just assumed to have remembered things and reproduced in the examination. But life challenges are going to change. And so we want them also to evolve with the demands of the society. Keeping that in mind, we have to use number of tools. As we are talking of a tool, Pixton, this beautiful colored that appears in front of you in the screen attracts everybody. Now, how we can effortlessly, people who don't have good handwriting, people who are not good in drawing, coloring, like if I sketch, it's good, but if I put colors, it won't be this beautiful. So for them, it is better to use a tool that is at hand, and it's very, very easy. In this particular session, most probably we all will be together in a group photo. So all the viewers who are watching will come in a group, in a frame just now. So we have to engage the reluctant learners. It is a very cool thing. And we also can use comics to wrap up the units, see the learning effortlessly without making students think that they are being assessed. So number of subjects also can be incorporated. These are different comics on the subject history that are available right now. Even if we don't create anything, we are able to use these resources. If we talk of mathematics, there is question, only 3 frames are used, as you can see on the screen. 3 eggs are broken, 1/4 of the total. How much remain? So that sort of questions can also be given using cartoons. It's not that comics can give only this particular grade knowledge or something. So we can also show science with the help of comics, be it this, be it life cycle of a butterfly. Then if we talk of the app, this is the app that you have to type on your Chrome browser. That is https://appixton.com. And as soon as you type that on the screen, 3 methods you can go into the app or use the app. It is through the sign in with Google, sign in with Facebook, or sign in with Microsoft. So for this particular session, a link will be shared, and I'd request you all to sign in with your Google accounts so that we can have a group photo. Those who are connected, I'd request to sign in with your Google accounts, and we can have this session on Pixton and see what you have created at the end of the session. So Pixton education, you have 3 steps. First, you have an introduction video. Then you have the comic maker part where you create something. And then we have the name of the class where we are. First of all, you have to select the grade that you are. Say this particular one I have created post-secondary. Here I have taken post-secondary, but if it is kindergarten or if it is class 12, any one of the grades you can select just the time you are making the grade. Then we have, after this, what we'll do is we move on to the class that we have created and add the students that are already there. This is the 5th class that we have created just now. We have to declare about ourselves. We have to create an avatar for ourselves, something that looks just like us or something that is not any one of us. Then we have to take a class photo. Here's a class photo. That's very interesting process in this whole thing. And then we have, after the class photo, we are ready to have the number of students that are there. All will be there in my avatar. Everyone will be there in virtual form. Then we have class 5. Whatever is created by class 5 is there on this screen. So class 5, if we click in, we have the students, the student comics, their photos, and the printables. After a student is added to this class, like this particular session will be joining through the Google. This link can be shared with the students and they can join this Pixton class. So after the comics the students have created, it will be visible to the teacher and the students as well. Whatever comics are there, you will be able to see in this panel what comics are there. This, like if we have to make a comic, we were discussing various steps. So that was about the app. This is about how a particular comic is created. In the left hand side screen, you can see there are number of panels. Add panel button is there. And once if you add a panel, that is tick mark there. This tick mark you can see here it appears. So the background is there, then you have characters to choose from. Focus on the characters is decided by you and the words that the character will speak. So before that, we need to think of how many frames we want. That will be the panels that will be adding, and then we have to select our character. There are number of male and female characters and the description is also there. You can select your character, the character moves on the panel, and after the character you can give the character speech, thought, shout and whisper, whatever the traditional comics have. Every feature is there. Here you have to type what you want the character to speak. You can move the character on the whole of the panel. Just select and move the character on whole of the panel, and after the character is done, the character is thinking when will schools reopen. So this thinking part I have shown, and whenever you want to speak, you have to select a different font. So here it's thought, that's why it is shown in these dotted in commas. Then we have whatever action we want our character to do, that we can select. After that, one panel is done. That was during the daytime. Then we have the night time. Here we have the same panel is there, but the characters are changed. The day and night feature at the bottom, you can see below the panel there is day night feature, and that is also activated. So you can feel that this particular panel is taking place in night. Then the speech that is going on, that we want our second character to add this. This is said by second character, mom, tomorrow my online classes are at 10 a.m. So that is the speech given by the second character. Here you can select the character, type just the way you are typing. It's as simple as that. It can be done in vernacular languages also, that typing can be done. So after you are done, you have this untitled comic, and in the untitled comic, here in the untitled comic you have edit and share option. So any number of times you want to edit, you want to make changes, that possibility is there. But if we go and make a comic in the traditional way, all the labor that we have done on a particular page and we want to edit, somebody suggested, it's not possible. Here that editing work is done quite easily, and moreover, if we want to publish or share our comic, that is also done very comfortably. So the comics that are created by the individual will appear in My Comic section. After that, we have to give whatever the outfit we want our characters. We can select the outfits of the character, the colors, the hair, everything can be done. And like I was telling, this is the same comic, the fourth panel. A question is raised. Rita pays 347 to Mohan from 500 rupee note. How much will he get back? So if we want, we don't need to show the students the last one, which has the answer, mom. We can just leave it blank, and after the students has given the answer, responded correctly, so it can be used as for grading as well, that I was talking. Mom, he'll give me rupees this much or that much. So we come to know whether the student has understood the concept or not. He's able to do subtraction or whatever concept we want. We can assist the student without him knowing and engaging him in the process of teaching learning. That is the power of the teacher. So This particular untitled comic, as you can see on your screen, has two panels that I had created just now for you. With these two panels, you can see there are options like download, print and share. So whatever the user wants, whatever we want, we can do with our with this, and since it's a soft copy, we can edit it any number of times, we can, depending on our demand. So here is the panel that can be shared. It can even be sent through mail, or we can share it on social media accounts as well. So this is how we can send. We'll copy the link and send it through mail. So if we want to share it on the Facebook, we have to just click on the Facebook icon or the Twitter icon, and the comics that we have created, we'll be able to join. So at the end of this particular run through the Pixton, I'd like to take you to the Pixton tool exploration. And for this hands-on session, the link that is given, I'd request you to join me on Pixton through this link. So if we'll join Pixton with this link, and from here we'll start the hands-on session. So whatever was shown on the screen right now will be visible to you on the real Pixton platform, and there will be doing the creating work. Whatever things you want, you can just message, and I'll come to know with the help of Simran ma'am what you want your comics, which particular subject you want, which particular concept you want your comic to be on.
So I think, ma'am, this is pretty interesting to watch. With that, I would also like to inform that we still have around half an hour, around 30 minutes left in the conversation. So so many viewers have connected with us via NCERT Official, that is our YouTube channel. So if you have any of the queries, do mention it in the comment section of our YouTube channel. So as ma'am, you were describing about subjects, so I am open to all the subjects. You can take exemplars from any of them. Yes, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes, please continue.
Thank you, ma'am. So this is how the Pixton will appear on your screens. As we type the app pixton.com, and this is how the Pixton Educator actually can be seen on the screen. And there are 9 things we can exactly do with this particular tool. First is the comic builder part, then we have the avatar maker, then we have the classrooms, lesson ideas, comic schools, content paths, and then we have interactive rubrics, printables, and assessment. So assessment has come in as an important tool where we don't want the fear of examinations to disrupt the learning of the students. Now, as you can see, we have my dashboard, then we have my classroom, then we have my comics. 3 things are there. First is my dashboard. Here 9 panels are visible, and we can select any one of the thing that we want to do. Then we have my classroom, and here I have my favorite collections. Then for this particular, I have shared this link. So those who are joining me through their Google accounts will join me in the class here. So we'll be able to see who is there, what is the avatar, and these many are already there. These many people have already joined through the link. Welcome to the session, and after we have finished, we'd like to see the student comics. So what these students will be making, ma'am, will be visible for us here. That student comics. Then the avatar, most of them have not yet selected. Nobody is there, and then we'll have a group photo out here, and we can take the printables, and the certificates will be there. So this is for this particular session, CIET and CRT session, the link that I have created, and 12 students have already joined in. Inviting more of them, and they can select their own avatar. So how we are going to select the avatar, that will come to know. And this is the comics section where we'll be able to create a comic or need an idea that we want to browse. That is what I was asking, the subject that they want. They can select from here and use the templates that are already there, or rather they can create their own comics from this particular one. So again, I'm going to the dashboard. 2 times I'm doing, 3 times. Hope everybody is comfortable. If not, you can message and ma'am can convey me. So we have the comic builder, the avatar maker, the classrooms, the lesson ideas, comic schools, content pack, interactive rubrics, pintables, and assessment. The avatar maker, as people are already there, if we go in the avatar maker, we have number of poses to select from. This way, we'll keep on going. So we'll select a particular pose that will be updated. Then we'll take a photograph, headshot or full body, whatever we want. So this is something that I like people who are already there to explore. By the time I check in the classroom, there are in the classroom the 12 more have already joined. So we have student comic. What you will create, I won't touch this one. So what the students in this particular class will be creating will be here. And once your avatar is done, you will be seen here. And what is most important thing is, just now they have updated that a child on wheelchair can reflect himself that he or she is in wheelchair, or he or she is using. So a child who is with special need, that a teacher can virtually see if he wants to convey that this particular problem is with the child, or he wants some help, or he wants to convey that differences of the students have been kept in mind also.
Yes,
So
ma'am. Before proceeding ahead, our viewers are asking in the comment section if you could please repeat how they can join the meet or join the link.
yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. So if I go to my classroom, this is the link, join.pixton.com/P6GR1M. It's join.pixton.com/PG6R1M. So that is the dashboard that is visible on your screen. 9 things are possible with this comic without making the students fear and making learning easy and fun. So we'll start with the comic builder or my comic. So this is my comic. I have to create a comic. I'll go to create now. So as people are joining, that can be done later on. Here, as you can see, we have an untitled comic. That is just now I have started an untitled comic. We have to select, as I had shown in the screenshots, we have to select from the background, then we have characters, then we have focus, then we have words. Whatever we want to select. So first I'm selecting the panels. Say the number of panels that I need is 3. So I'll just click on the add button and I'll have 3 panels. Now the first panel that I want should be this one. This one I'll select. After I select, you see the color goes bit light. Then you come to know this particular one I have selected. And for this one, I'm selecting an outdoor landscape. You can see the panel is here on the right hand side, and the whole comic that I have created is on the left hand side. So all the 3 panels that I have created is on the left hand side that we need, and the one that I'm working on is on the right hand side. This is the difference. The one that I'm working on is on the right hand side. After I have selected the panels that I want, I'll select the characters. I'll just click on the characters. We'll have number of characters to select from. These characters, as they appear, depending on the choice of the student, depending on choice of the teacher, we can select any one of the character that is custom, my class, man, woman, teen, child, teacher. Say I want a child here. So I'd select a child, and after I have selected a child, I have to select the color. what I want the child to wear, how the child will look, all that can be selected here. You'll see the child that I have selected, as I keep on changing, the hairstyle, the color, everything of the child will change. After that, I move on to here, and from here, the hairstyle of the child will change. So whatever we want, we can do just on a click of button. Say this one I want for this particular child. So first was the background selection, second is the character selection. I have done the character selection for my first frame. If for then I'm moving one by one frame wise. Then we want to see the focus. The focus is how we want the child to be. What is the position? First position is already there. Now I want the third position. So that particular child that I have just now added as character will move as I have. That is the regular. We have some dramatic scenes also that the child can do. And then we have words. What we want this particular character to speak. You can see here, you have that particular face of the character. Then we have speech, thought, shout, and whisper to select from. It can be speech, it can be thought, shout, or whisper. Say, I want the particular character to shout. Now, what is the character shouting will be typed in here. So this is where I type, and as soon as I tick here, the character will be shouting help. Okay. If I want the character to just whisper help, I'll change here and the character will whisper help. If I want the character to think of that she wants help, I'll change the check-in and she'll think of help. So what do you want? We want to shout for help, and here is our character shouting. If we want to see, it's quite above, we want it, we can drag it down. So we have the face of the character. It can be angry, scared. Scared face will be okay. Now scared face I have selected, and after that the actions of the character can be controlled here. So this is how I want my character to run and ask for help. This all I have done on the first frame. So after the first frame is done, I move on to the second one. The second frame, I want to change. I'll change on the click of a button, put my character here, and whatever I want, say the character here, I want to add a character. The character is added. Now the focus, again I'm repeating for the second frame. The focus where we want the characters to stand. Then we have the words. The character is speaking or thinking, and let's say she is thinking, where is Meena? So that is what this character is thinking. Where is Meena? If we want some concerned face, we can select from here the concern of this particular character, and then we have action, what she can do. Number of actions are there that I want my character to do. So this is what I want my character to do. After all this is done, what we have to do is, see, I have made 3 slides, added a character, a speech. If we want, we can add another character also here. That might be the thing that we want a different character. We again go and check in for a different character. So 2 characters come on the same frame. Okay. So the characters can change, their color change, everything can change And after that, what we have to do is we have to click on this done button. So that is test comic that I have made, and continue. So after I have done test comic continue, this can be downloaded just on the click of button. It can be printed, and for sharing I have to click on the share button. As soon as I click on the share, we have to click on the share button and the links appear. So what we have to do is we have to copy this. If we want to duplicate this comic, or we want to delete it, we can delete it from here. So this way we can download, print, and edit can be done at any point of time. So I am going back, and this is where my comic section was. So this is the text comic that I have created just now. This is the classroom that we were there. So I'm going to view class. How many have already joined? Many are there. So I'd request the students, people are there, and we can have a class photo. Look, these many are there. Okay, so it's a bit too more crowded, ma'am. Everybody want to be visible, but it's really very simple and easy. You can have this and share it on your Facebook. Whatever you have created, you can share it on your Facebook, Twitter, and you can share with the students. So I'd like to request all of you. So people have already started creating the comics just now. And it's really very nice to see, ma'am. Simran, ma'am.
Yes, of course. We have plenty of comments in the comment section as well.
Many have already created such beautiful comics. So comics is something that not only attracts the attention of these people who are mature like us, but for students also, you can think how once we introduce them, there is going to be no stop in their learning. They'll just think of ways, and once the students start thinking, the learning becomes permanent. It is the thing, or say a skill that we want to develop in the students, and this is the most important thing that a comic strip can bring in change in our students. We can, Avatar, you have tried classrooms, we have just now tried. So anything else? My classroom is already there. Like I have created for this one, 68 are there. And my comic section, you have, see, if we want an idea, we can browse from here. The idea that we want. Say we want for high school. If we select the grade, we'll get the number of comics that are already there. We can use these comics, use these printables, take out these prints, and make changes in them. But the most important thing is this creativity part is the power of the teacher. It's up to him to design, decide, and help his student. Because whatever we see here, it's not the ultimate. Again and again, the comic, whatever we want to convey should be in minimum number of words. The concept should be precise, clear for the developer of the comic. And if we are clear, only then can we help our students in learn better. Better learning is possible if the educator wants to know the outcome he wants to have. So that is it. Simran ma'am, to you.
Yes, ma'am. In the conversation, we still have around 10 to 12 minutes left. So for any other subject, would you like to share any other demonstration with our viewers? We might try it once again, because there are a lot of viewers who are still asking me about the link and how they can create. So we can just guide them.
I'm just trying to see if you want to have there are things like Pixton, my dashboard. Pixton dashboard has 9 things that we can use. It can be used for assessment, printables, interactive lesson ideas, comic schools, content pack. Then we have the classroom, the avatar maker, and the comic builder. So the most important thing is comic builder. One more thing, ma'am, I'd like to say, this is just one tool that we have explored, and there are number of tools of comic making that are there, and those who want to can go and use the other tools as well. The format is more or less same. Once we have and one particular tool, say Pixton, we can use Canvas, we can use any other tool, and there are a number of features available in different. Okay, now, so though we are exploring Pixton today, don't restrict yourself to Pixton. We can use or try any other tool for comic building that is available free of cost. But the process of making the comic will be same. It will be same. The panel will be same. The comic builder you'll have. You even there are. So in my classroom, we add this the classroom. My favorite students say just now many students have created comics. I can move few to my favorites. Then we have my comic section. And again, for those who were asking again and again, I'm trying to make a comic again for you so that you don't miss on the panel sort of work. This panel that comes in front of you right now, just try to see this one. We have number of options for outdoor. Background selection can be done. It can be outdoor, it can be city, it can be school. See, I have selected a school. Now school, we have this many. So what we want, say this particular frame I have selected. Then I want another panel, another frame. I'll just click on add panel, and the first thing that will appear is the same one. But say I want a different background. In that case, I'll change the background and add this. So first what we have to do is just we have to see what's happening. It's on the left hand side that the panels are added, and on the right hand side the space that we are working on is there. That is the difference. We can add n number of panels. That is why it's called strip. One comic screen is there and then number of strips are there. So number of panels can be added, but the characters, number of characters also can be added. Say we want this particular character in, but we have, see, third slide is light right now because it's visible on the right hand side. But if I click on the first one appears on the right hand side, and it's here that I want my character to be added. So I'll be adding my character here. I'll select the hairstyle of my character. It will change accordingly just on the click of the button. That is the most powerful, makes ICT most powerful tool. That those who are not good at writing, coloring, they also can become great artists. So we want a formal dress, say a blazer. We can select whatever we want. Costume, we can select the costume for our character. Then we have the focus. Focus can be on where we want, on the character or on the background. I have changed. Here you can understand the focus has changed from whole character to the from the background to the character. Then we have the dramatic scenes that we want, or then we can add the speech that the character gives. That can be either speech, thought, shout, or whisper. So be on time. So that is what I want this character to speak. So whatever we want, we can change here. Then we have the faces that the character can be, say it is tired face that I want my character to look. I have changed, and then we have the action.
And also, simultaneously, if you can add a caption to answer the question of Banu Mathiji, that how to give a caption instead of speech, thought, shout, or whisper.
How to give
a caption?
here only. We have this particular place, we can change the lightening and all. And caption, here we have limited form sort of things. So we can add this particular thing, whatever options we have, day, night, light, all that can be done here.
So there's another question from Gajendra Tiwari ji. Can we add more panel or frame if required?
Yes, n number of panels can be added on the screen. Many panels can be added on the screen.
And Ruchika Solanki ji also asks us, how can we add more than one character in a frame? Is it possible?
Yes, ma'am, it's possible. We'll just select the character and then we'll have another character also.
Okay, let's try doing it. We still have around 5 minutes left.
This is how the character is added. This is the day-night feature that I have changed. If we want rain, sun or something, lightning feature, all that is there below the panel. Some extra effects are also there and we can upload from here.
So also, ma'am, our viewers are writing, like Archana Samriddhi Pathak ji has asked us, when I want to share it with someone, it says ask your teacher to unlock it. Why is it so?
Right now the access has not been given.
All right.
The text is for this particular session that I had created that link.
Okay.
So that was restricted. It's for learning process that we have done. Just created the class for learning. Here the comic appears. The second one is here with 3 panels. Whatever number of panels we want, we can add. Then we have the text comic and the untitled comic that I had created. So this was the classroom and this was the dashboard. Anything else?
So I must say, ma'am, this was pretty great information. It has brought a newness to our sessions, and a lot of viewers are keeping on commenting, and there are beautiful comments that are pouring in the comment section, and lot of thank you messages. Like some of our viewers, like Ila Chakrabarti ji, says that it's a very informative and useful session indeed. Then Bilkir Sabaji says, thank you, ma'am, for the wonderful knowledge. Then wonderful session, informative one. We would like to have more of such sessions. Of course, we still have 2 more days in the conversation. So, ma'am, we are just left by the last 2 to 3 minutes here in our live interactive session. So, very quickly, I would request you for a message, a concluding remarks to all the viewers watching our sessions out there.
Ma'am, the one thing that I want to convey is it's indeed very powerful, expressive, interactive tool, not only for us educators, for students, but yes, we have to keep a control on our students, that just like when students were asking, this is not able to be done because that was restricted already. So that control must be there in the use of ICT. And definitely it is a tool not only useful in one particular class, but across classes, across the things that we want to attain as educators. So thanks a lot to CIET and CRT for giving me this opportunity, and also to the educators who have joined today and taken so much interest that after this session I'll go what they have created. Thanks a lot.
Wow, I must say that was a blend of learning, interaction and interesting session for all our viewers. Thank you so much, ma'am, for being with us in this conversation and highlighting the different aspects associated with Pixton, and I'm pretty sure that all our viewers watching this session till now, they'll be able to create their own animatory objects using Pixton. Thanks a lot.
Thanks.
Thank you to all the viewers also who have connected with NCERT official for this particular session. So very quickly, within the last 20 to 30 seconds, let's have a look at our screens. And also, as I just promised you, that I'll be informing you about our post-session activity. So how you all can participate in our activity? There are certain steps laid down for you. The first one says registration. You can register yourself by clicking on this particular link or either scanning the QR code. Then you can watch our live panel discussions through our YouTube channel NCERT officially with their channel number 6 to 12. Besides, there are so many other mediums also laid down for you. You can also participate in the post-session activity. The activity that we have for you is our quiz as always. And if you score over 70%, then you are eligible to receive a certificate from CIET NCERT. Then the opening date of the quiz is 30th of December. That is when we are going to have the concluding session of this particular training series, and the tentative closing date would be 28th January. So you can also submit your feedback. So you all know that your feedback matters a lot to us, and it is very important for us that you keep on writing and sharing your beautiful messages with us. So it also inspires us to bring more and more informative sessions to all of you. So thank you everyone for being with us, and tomorrow we are going to discuss more on creating animation using Krita. So stay tuned to NCERT official and keep watching eVidya channels. Next up we have our session of Sahyog. So let's keep connected, and we'll be right back within 1 minute. Namaskar.